there, and welcome to this episode of Inside Southeastern Baseball. Head coach Matt Reiser, presented by your local Southern Quality Ford dealers and Buddy's Bar and Grill right here in Hammond. I'm Alan Waddell, and joined as always by the head baseball coach of your Southeastern Lions, Coach Matt Reiser. Coach, thanks for being here. A productive week for your club. 3-1 overall. You take one in the midweek from UL Monroe, and then take 2 out of 3 to remain in first place in the Southland Conference against Nicholls State.
Yeah, you know, probably the guys just staying consistent. That was the biggest thing we talked about after that loss at Tulane was, you know, we do a good job of bouncing back, but we're not doing a good job earlier in the year of staying consistent, and I thought we did that this time. You know, after we lost that game to Tulane, we've now rolled off 7 in a row until Sunday, and to show that consistency, not only from a winning standpoint, but from a showing up standpoint, grinding out at bats, you know, showing up every day from a standpoint. You're not going to be bad stuff every day. It's a game of baseball. You play a lot of games, a lot of days. But showing up with that same mentality every day is the biggest part.
Matt, also, if you look at, especially just in this week's games that we're going to take a look at highlights on, win in different ways. You know, you have a game against UL Monroe. We're going to take a look at the highlights where you come from behind there late in the ball game, getting a pitcher's duel on Friday night, and then also grind one out on Saturday. Your team's finding a way to win in different ways, and I think that's why right now through 30 games you're 22-8.
Yeah, you know, it's a big part of it. We got to find a way to win. When we don't score, we got to find a way to win. When we do score and give up runs, you know, there are multiple ways we found a way to win this week, and we've come back from a lot of ball games. Tuesday night was a perfect example. We went back and forth, kind of a heavyweight bout, so to speak. This weekend we had some big challenges. You had the highest team ERA in the conference, the Southland Conference, going against the highest batting average team in the conference. So we really knew we got to grind some bats out and find a way to do the little things right. And really proud of the guys. I thought we executed from a whole standpoint of throwing strikes, not giving away free passes, and then executing our offense from an aggressive standpoint.
Well, let's show you what we're talking about as we're going to go out and check out the Tuesday night highlights as the Lions took on UL Monroe at Alumni Field. Beautiful night for baseball as in-state rival ULM Monroe comes down to Hammond, and second time in 2 years you're able to take on these guys. Yeah,
it's always nice to have these in-state opponents. You know, it gives us a good little rivalry, makes it good for the crowds and in-state opponents. So glad I got a chance to make the trip down to Hammond. We were in Monroe last year and had a nice little turnout up there. We had a nice turnout this night as well. And started junior college transfer Pat Cashman. Pat's fastball was there this night, but also you saw the breaking ball there, just wasn't. We tried numerous times to get it going. You see the 2-run double there to left field, and had to get him out early. But on the good side of things, it was a 4-game week, instead of a 5-game week. Our other midweek starter, Kyle Keller, we actually was able to bring him relief, and Kyle was really, really good. Did a good job there of getting out of the inning. And then let our offense go to work. I thought we stayed pretty resilient as an offense. You see Jacob Seward there with a hit. I think one of 8 or 9 hits he had on the week. He had another hot week after being named Southland Hitter of the Week last week. And I thought we did a good job playing fast. Again, taking the ball in the dirt there. And we do a good job here getting over third base again. You know, he's so worried about not trying to bounce it. He ends up bouncing anyways. We do a good job of getting first and third. And instead of betting them in to tie up the ball game, we go ahead and give Mitty the green light there after throwing about 4 or 5 balls in a row. And Midget hits the 3-run home run there to answer their 2-run double.
I'll tell you, this was maybe one of the most entertaining games of the year. It really went back and forth all night. They jump out on top. Daniel Midyet with his conference-leading 6th home run of the season as he blasts that one out to right field to go up 3-2 against ULM. And their starter had very good numbers coming into this one.
Yeah, came in the ball game with a 1.5 something ERA. You see, we light him up there for 4 runs and 5 innings. I think he ended up only going maybe 4 innings. And like I said, we were really, really proud of Kyle. The way he came out of the bullpen looked like the normal Kyle Keller from earlier in the year last year. Had a downhill play on the fastball, really threw strikes well. And we get the start out early. You go back to the freshman Keegan Curtis, comes in there pretty early in the ball game, like I said, the 4th or 5th. You see Jacob Seward getting another one of those hits. Just really a pain in the side all weekend for the defenses, and really kind of proud of this play as well. You know, we had 2 outs there. Seward gets the 2-out knock. They play us deep. End up getting Jacob Williams lays down a nice drag bunt there with 2 outs. And really, with only 1 hit, we've got the bases loaded and 2 outs until at the moment here for the good old steal of home plate.
This is something you don't see very often. The triple steal as everybody moves up 90 feet and steal them home and keep the streak going. Another year, another stolen base at home plate.
That's it, and really a momentum changer for us. Puts us up at 5-3 and allows us to continue to cruise on. You see there with Kyle Keller with another phenomenal pitch.
Jacob Williams is going to beat this one out. as he gets to first base and trying to tie it up as you're down by 1 here late in the ballgame.
Yeah, we go with the hit and run here, end up getting a stolen base out of it and get the guy in scoring position. And we're down by 1, 2 strikes. Hoffman does a great job of staying on changeup down and away, drives the ball the other way, and really, to be honest with you, that's when he's good. You know, when he's really staying on the baseball, going the other way, really allows the swing to stay through the baseball, and a big knock there tied up 6-6.
Bernard comes up and just makes contact. He's going on contact right there and is able to come through and have the go-ahead run. Yeah,
again, we talked about how aggressive we are. You know, there was an error there that we get charged, but we forced the error. We forced the issue and forced the pressure there and stayed aggressive and got the winning run there. To give it over to Dominic Carlini, who comes in and looks phenomenal again after a great outing there in Corpus Christi, getting a save, gets a save here against Monroe as well.
Lions win 7-6 in this one. Move your record to 20-7 overall as you knock off the Warhawks in the midweek. All right, let's talk about the game a little bit. This was a game where you fell behind, then you cooked the lead with the home run by Mid-Yet. Then you maybe feel a little comfortable there later in the innings. They take the lead back, and then you're able to fight and come from behind and win a close one against the Warhawks.
Yeah, you know, again, proud of the offense for what they did of fighting back, but really, to be honest, we're proud of the bullpen. Right. You know, the biggest thing we've been having a question mark so far this year is how we're going to pitch out of the bullpen, and I thought we did a really good job with some guys, you know, patting it off the greatest start that he wanted. We go to Kyle Keller, who's been our midweek starter as well, and he comes in and does a phenomenal job of bringing freshman Drew Ravens in a big situation, gets a big punch out. Dominic Carlini comes in, you know, gets the save there at the back end. Really proud of the bullpen with the intent that we pitched out of.
All right, let's go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we'll take a look at the highlights from the weekend as the Lions took on Nicholls State right here on Inside Southeastern Baseball with head coach Matt Reiser, presented by your local Southern Quality Ford dealers and Buddy's Bar and Grill right here in Hammond. Stay with us.
Ford Truck Month is here, and it's all about the numbers, people. Like low financing and big cash back on the 2014 F-150 while they last. Here's another number for you. 42. On average, a Ford F-Series is sold every 42 seconds. Now that's impressive. Get 9,000 total savings or 0 for 60 on the 2014 F-150. The time is now. See your Southern Quality Ford dealer today.
Your eyesight is so important, and when it comes to your eye care, let the friendly staff at the Bond Roten Eye Clinic care for you. Doctors Hunter Bond and Chris Roten, along with their staff of trained doctors, are committed to providing every patient with quality care. The Bond Roten Eye Clinic has the latest medical technology and eye care to help you, the patient. With over 14 years of experience, the Bond Roten Eye Clinic has 3 locations to serve you, with offices in Denham Springs, Hammond, and Amite. So if it's a checkup, glasses, or LASIK surgery, you need to visit the Bond Roten Eye Clinic. For more information on the clinic, please visit bondroteneyeclinic.com.
Lions Baseball is supported by Louisiana's First Choice Auto Auction, located in SLU's hometown, Hammond, Louisiana. Louisiana's First Choice Auto Auction is a dealer-only auction.
For more information on Louisiana First Choice Auto Auction or their upcoming charity golf tournament, please visit www.lafcaa.com or visit Louisiana First Choice Auto Auction on Facebook and Twitter. Welcome to Buddy's Bar and Grill, located at 1236 South Morrison Boulevard in Hammond. Buddy's is home to great steaks, fresh seafood, and friendly service. Buddy's has been voted the best steakhouse and best restaurant in Tangipahoa Parish. With over 2,500 square feet and 3 large dining rooms, Buddy's can accommodate any party. Buddy's goal has always been to wow customers with their food and prices. Owner Scott Henderson and his family have always believed in giving customers good deals for their hard-earned money. Stop by Buddy's Bar and Grill for dinner and a drink. For more information on Buddy's, please visit buddyshammond.com.
Welcome back to Inside Southeastern Baseball with head coach Matt Reiser, presented by your local Southern Quality Ford dealers, as we come to you once again here in 2015 from our home, Buddy's Bar and Grill right here in Hammond. The Lions were on the road on Friday night for Game 1 of a big Southland Conference series against Nicholls State. Let's check out the Friday night highlights. Here you are, Friday night down on the bayou at Thibodaux to take on Nicholls State, and this was a pitcher's duel, to say the least. It was going to be a low-scoring game. You knew Nicholls coming into this series had been pitching the ball very well, and you knew it was going to be a lot of tight ball games.
Yeah, you know, biggest thing for offense, we knew we were going to have to grind out some bats, and our pitchers weren't going to be able to give away a lot of free passes. So I thought we did a good job here responding. They get one in the first inning, bottom of the first, kind of get all the momentum. And then we get a little 2-out rally going. Webb Bobo gets a knock there to right field, gets to second base. And then Jacob Seward, again, we keep saying his name, gets the big 2-out knock there, tied up. 1-1. And I tell you what, the real story of the night, though, was Tate Ciano. You know, the only blemish of the entire night, he gives up a leadoff triple. They get a sac fly to get him in, and after that, he was absolutely phenomenal, going 9 innings with only 3 hits.
And I'll tell you, the rest of the conference certainly needs to be aware, because Tate Ciano has certainly heated up these last few weeks as he's really starting to pitch to form.
Yeah, you know, and again, you know, I thought their defense did a fantastic job Friday night. You see there to play very unorthodox. We had nobody out, bases loaded. Seward hits another one backside there. Probably should have played that ball in front. Normally, 9 times out of 10, they end up getting by them and getting a couple runs, but the defense did a good job making a play there. But also, you see our defense as well. This is a big moment. Tying run there at second base. Menard calls the pickoff. We pick the guy off a second here in the 7th. 2 strikes, get the strikeout, and be honest with you, really needed Tate to get that second win. We picked that guy off. He got that second win, was able to put in cruise control for the 8th and 9th.
Continues to pound the zone there with another punch out. As Tate Ciano was tremendous in this one on Friday night, really matching everything Nichols threw at him as well.
Yeah, and again, we keep talking about, you know, we want to throw the first punch, but we also want to throw the last punch. I thought we did a good job this night as well of extending the lead. It's a 2-1 ball game in the 9th inning. Again, we're talking about Jacob Seward, again, getting a base knock. Do a good job, again, executing another hit and run here. We go first to third. Stay very aggressive there, get into third base, no problem. We get them second and third here. We do a good job reading the ball in the dirt. To stay out of the double play, they got to bring the infield in now. Daniel Mendick gets up there against their closer, Stuart Holmes, and comes up with a big knock there to right field to knock in another run. And we try to extend the lead, get one more. I thought we got him in there. We get banged at the plate. But again, we're playing aggressive and proud of the offense there to extend that lead to 3-1.
Story of the game, Tate Ciano. We mentioned it throughout the highlights, and like I said there during the highlights, you know, look out Southland Conference. Tate's heating up there on Friday night.
Yeah, he looked really, really good. Like we talked about, just had the one blemish there, lead off triple, did a great job of settling in. You know, we knew it was going to be a battle. You got to tip your hat to Nichols. They played phenomenal defense all night long. They really could have got extended in some situations there, but they did a good job defensively, kept themselves in the ball game. But like I said, at the end of the day, the story was Tate Ciano. It didn't need but 1 or 2 runs there to get the win there.
No doubt about it. This was also a split series, as Friday night was in Thibodaux. The 2 teams will return to Hammond on Saturday for Game 2. Let's check out those Game 2 highlights. Absolutely gorgeous day at the Pat there at Alumni Field as the Lions get ready to take on Nichols State in Game 2. Super Lions Saturday. And John Daniel Gayran, the third, going to throw out the first pitch for Gus O'Krepke, who hosted the big tailgate party before the game. And Matt, this was maybe the pitching matchup of the weekend nationally. Jake Johnson versus Grant Bourne. There was a lot of big league scouts there, and both these guys were impressive.
Yeah, you know, this was a game circled on their schedule early in the year. That's going to see these 2 guys, these top 2 arms in the state. For the state of Louisiana and really in the area, in the Southeast region. And both guys were pretty good. You know, I thought both offenses did a good job of grinding out some at-bats against them. You saw them with a leadoff hit. We do a good job here in the bottom of the first of scoring first. Jacob Williams drops in the triple there down the line. He's very aggressive, coming all the way to third base. And, you know, this is what we needed. We talked about it from the get-go that we were going to have some productive at-bats against the lefty. Doesn't give a ton of hits. When we got a chance to knock some guys in, we had to do just this. You get a run at third base, less than 2 outs. Daniel Mendick does a fantastic job just going right back with the middle. Even if it's a ground out, we still get the run there, and we had to find any way we could to score runs. And then you see they come right back at it. They do a good job here. The lefty does a good job getting a single back up the middle. They kind of squirt one in here on a hit and run, just right inside the line, just right over the first baseman's head in the right spot. They get first and third. You know, Jake early threw a lot of strikes, but felt like he was missing a lot of locations. Probably didn't have his best stuff of the year. As you see, he left a 2-strike ball that's supposed to be off the plate, elevated there. They get a base knock, tie the ball game up. But just really proud of Jake to eliminate the big inning, do a good job of keeping us in the ball game. And they ended up going 7 innings, only giving up 1 run. Yeah, they had a chance to really go ahead here by a few runs, and he did a great job limiting the damage, keeping it a tied ball game. A great job. They had the bases loaded there with 1 out, back-to-back punch outs, gets out of it, and you can see the emotion. He knows that was a big sequence in the game. Yeah, and we really did. We knew we were going to have to keep them low scoring, especially with their lefty on the mound, having their guy. And like you said, Jake kind of settled in after that, did a good job of really going this changeup. You can see how much the changeup was moving. Really had guys out in front, popping up, swinging and missing. did a really fantastic job when he wasn't locating his fastball of using that off-speed pitch there.
Thought we really did a really good job offensively, Matt, of controlling the strike zone against Bourne. Had such good stuff, but really laid off some tough pitches and took some good walks there to be able to give you some opportunities to score.
Again, it was all about having some productive bats. You know, we were tied on a 1-1 ball game. The next 3 runs we would score after that actually all came without a hit. You see the couple walks there. We put the ball on the ground there, put some pressure on the defense. They misplayed the double play ball there to load the bags up. Again, we put another ball on the ground here. They misplayed the double play again, throw it over with the error throw there, and allows us to score 2 runs. But it's about putting pressure on defense. They know how our offense works, and sometimes before we ever go in a ball game, that pressure is already there with our speed and our team athleticism.
Bourne comes back in with a nice fastball and a good out of damage, but you go up 3-1 here early in the ball game, and you know, really, that was enough for Jake Johnson on this day.
That would be it. That was really all he would need. And, again, proud of our guys. You see another just productive at bat, doing a good job of laying off balls out of the zone and taking our walks. You know, didn't walk a ton of guys coming into the game, but we did a good job of, like I said, you know, just doing a good job with the zone and, again, putting pressure on them. You know, we got 1st and 3rd here, 1 out. Again, it was about execution offense. You saw us execute the hit and runs. We perfectly execute the push here. We get in there before the tag and really put that pressure on them. We scored another run here without a hit because of the fielder's choice there. But again, you got to credit Bourne too. I mean, Bourne comes right back, you know, after the run and try to keep it as close as he possibly could, but he couldn't match Jake Johnson. You see again there with a full count changeup, he freezes the left-hander, the 4-hole for Nichols, and allows us to go right back to work with a double here by Midyat.
Certainly was offensively here. Daniel Midyat is just continuing his tremendous 2015 campaign at the plate, and so many good productive at bats here. Here's a sacrifice fly by Ryan Byers. Another opportunity with a man at 3rd, less than 2 outs to be able to drive a run.
That is exactly it. You know, we talked about it all day long, and we had a runner second, nobody out. Kevin Carter does a good job driving one the opposite field, getting to 3rd base. Ryan Byers does a good job driving the outfield to score him, and that's what we had to have, you know. Grenier we bring in here in the 8th. I thought we misplayed this ball here. He did a good job, aggressive early, but for some reason he stopped. Should have just kept on coming. And you got to give Nichols a bunch of, you know, you got to give them some credit. They were resilient as well. They tried their best to get back in the ball game. They scored a big run here in the 8th, kind of make it 5-2, get some guys on. But Grenier does a good job of going right back to work. Gets a big punch out there on the pinch hitter, Knopf. And then we get a chance to go back here in the 9th. Again, like we did Friday night, we had to extend the lead. We're at a 5-2 ball game. Really wanted to get some more runs on the board here. And we get a couple balls that finally fall in. We hit some balls hard that weren't getting in. We get 2 here that fall in to make it 1st and 2nd, nobody out, and set up a nice little inning for us.
Jacob Seward, once again, we called his name a lot here tonight. Nice fly ball, which will drive in a run. Chris Eads going to rumble and stumble in there for an insurance run there in the 9th.
And then Hoff makes a nice play there at 3rd base, stab, and Kevin does a good job staying on the bag for the final out of the ball game.
So Lions win this one on Saturday, 7-3. Take their 4th consecutive Southland Conference series, remain in 1st place at 9-2. Matt, big win. You take the series on Saturday, and like I said there in the open, maybe the premier pitching matchup, not only in the state but in the country, as I can't remember the last time there was that many scouts there. I put a picture on Twitter. I'll give you myself a cheap plug here at Alan G. Waddell. But I put a picture on Twitter there of all the radar guns. I tell you, it was a great day for baseball. Jake Johnson, Grant Bourne was a great pitching matchup. But your offense found ways to have productive at-bats to put runs on the board.
Yeah, you know, we had a lot of people there with Super Lions Saturday. We had a lot of alumni. We honored the 75 team. It was great to see those old-timers come back and talk about their stories. And for them to get a chance to see that type of pitching during that type of atmosphere, I thought was really neat for all of our fans and our people involved with it. And Jake probably didn't have his best stuff, but you saw he got the result he wanted. Didn't feel as great as he did, but that's why he's such a true competitor. It's really a true testament to his character and how mentally tough he really is to grind through 7 innings like he did.
All right, let's go back out on Sunday as the game would return to Thibodaux and check out the Sunday box score. Coach, you go down to Thibodaux on Sunday back for the split series, go back down to Nichols State, and it was just their day. They had a good job. You got to tip your hat to their pitcher. Went for the sweep, just couldn't get it done there on Sunday.
Yeah, you know, the biggest thing we talked about after the ball game on Sunday, you know, they did get the bounces and we didn't, but it was about their intent. They fought a little bit harder than we did. I thought their intent was, hey, we can't get swept. Our intent was a little bit different. We got a little content after. We tried to play fast. We had some bounces, not go our way. I thought we got settled in. Like you said, sometimes you got to tip your hat to their pitcher. Their pitcher goes complete game against us and really does a good job there with a shutout.
Yeah. All right. Matt, it didn't work out there for you on Sunday, but still, nonetheless, you take 2 out of 3 from Nichols. You remain in first place in the Southland Conference at 9-3. You're 22-8 overall. And this week, receiving votes in the National Collegiate Baseball Writers Association and the national poll, so getting some national recognition as well.
Yeah, you know, sometimes you got to tip your hat. I thought their gentleman sent a ball. They threw an extremely well ball game. Did a good job not getting rattled there early. We had some situations there early to score some runs and didn't. He did a good job of settling in. You know, I thought Kyle Settle pitched well. I thought he went out again and gave us a great outing. Thought we pitched well out of the bullpen, but at the end of the day, we didn't get the bounce we wanted. And you know, sometimes it happens. It's a game of baseball. When you play 50, 60 games in a year, you're not going to win them all. But we got to get back to work this week.
All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we'll have more right here on Inside Southeastern Baseball with head coach Matt Reiser, presented by your local Southern Quality Ford dealers and Buddy's Bar and Grill right here in Hammond. Stay with us.
Ford Truck Month is here, and it's all about the numbers, people. Like low financing and big cash back on the 2014 F-150 while they last. Here's another number for you. 42. On average, a Ford F-Series is sold every 42 seconds. Now that's impressive. Get 9,000 total savings or 0 for 60 on the 2014 F-150. The time is now. See your Southern Quality Ford dealer today.
Welcome back to Inside Southeastern Baseball with head coach Matt Reiser, presented by your local Southern Quality Ford dealers and Buddy's Bar and Grill right here in Hammond. It's now time to take a look at our Lion Profile of the Week, and this week we're going to check in with junior right-handed pitcher Jake Johnson.
Jake Johnson came to Hammond, America by way of Neosho County Community College in Kansas. In his first season as a Saturday starter, Jake's put up some pretty amazing numbers.
It was kind of believable. We have a great defense behind us, so that helps out a lot with the ERA, you know, keeping guys off the bases, making some good plays behind us. And, you know, really, it's just kind of awesome, kind of surreal, transferring from a junior college and making it to the Division I level with 5-0. It's pretty nice.
Jake is 5-0 with a 1.82 earned run average and leads the Lions with 48 strikeouts. The definition of a true competitor on the field, Jake knows from time to time he's going to give up a hit or a walk, but it's what he does after that.
Exactly. You know, you want to keep attacking the hitters, and you know, it's nice to turn around, tell the guys, say, hey, I'm going to get you a ground ball. We're going to get out of this right here. But you know, really, that's kind of always been instilled to me when I was younger to attack hitters like that. So it's kind of came easy and transferred into the Division I level.
Jake was a 3-sport athlete in high school, playing both football and basketball at Salina High School in Salina, Oklahoma, but baseball was Johnson's first sport.
I mean, really, I started baseball first, so that was my main sport always. And, you know, playing through the summer, it was always my main focus. But, you know, actually my senior year I quit football to focus on baseball. You know, it's just the love of the game, always been there since I was, you know, holding baseball.
Johnson rooms with his battery mate, catcher Chris Eads, and those two are friends both on and off the field.
I mean, we've had a great relationship. He's actually my roommate, so you know, we're always hanging out together. Actually, we just got through eating lunch together. Really, that's who I spend all my time with here since I'm away from my family and everything.
Well, Matt, this is his first year here, but, man, Jake Johnson's been really, really good for the beginning of the season here for your Southeastern club. Has really provided the spark on Saturday.
Yeah, you know, we were very fortunate to get Jake in the recruiting process, get a lot of Big 12 schools there in the Midwest on him, and fortunately enough, we valued him very, very highly. We gave him a huge scholarship to come down to Hammond, America, and I think he's been very excited and very confident in his decision and been very excited about it. His parents have come down, his grandparents were down this past weekend, really enjoying Hammond, the atmosphere we have with our friendly atmosphere and the inviting in the home type of atmosphere. He's felt right at home with us, and you know, the year he's having, I think, is a big testament to that, is the fact that he does feel at home not only with our staff, but with our town and his teammates.
He's also leading the Southland Conference in wins so far here early in the year, and also a sub-2 ERA. He's been tremendous in that Saturday role starting for your Southeastern line. All right, let's go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we'll take a look at the scouting report for this weekend. It's a big one, as the number 1 and number 2 teams in the Southland Conference will square off in Hammond as Southeastern takes on Northwestern State. We're going to talk all about it when we come back right here on Inside Southeastern Baseball with head coach Matt Reiser, presented by your local Southern Quality Ford dealers and Buddy's Bar and Grill. Stay with us.
Ford Truck Month is here, and it's all about the numbers, people. Like low financing and big cash back on the 2014 F-150 while they last. Here's another number for you. 42. On average, a Ford F-Series is sold every 42 seconds. Now that's impressive. Get 9,000 total savings or 0 for 60 on the 2014 F-150. The time is now. See your Southern Quality Ford dealer today.
Welcome back to Inside Southeastern Baseball with head coach Matt Reiser, presented by your local Southern Quality Ford dealers and Buddy's Bar and Grill right here in Hammond. Well, Coach, a big conference weekend here early in the season, as right now you're sitting at 9-3 in the conference. Northwestern State's at 8-3, a game right behind you, as they had a game washed out due to weather. You're going to take on those guys at home this weekend for a big Southland Conference matchup.
Yeah, you know, again, in the Southland Conference, it doesn't matter whether you're playing the top team in the conference, you're playing the bottom team in the conference. From a standing standpoint, week in, week out is tough. You got to go in with the right mindset every single week. No weekend is a breeze, and then obviously with this matchup this weekend, I think it's going to bring a lot of excitement, especially right here before Easter. We're on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday standing, so Sunday's going to be off for the Easter, so we got a lot of people getting off for spring break. I know we're going out for spring break starting on Good Friday, so should have a lot of people hopefully out there at the park for a great matchup.
All right, let's remind you of that one more time. It's Thursday, Friday, Saturday this week, as Northwestern State will be in Hammond to take on Southeastern. Coach, you turn around in the following week in the midweek on Tuesday night. You're going to take on South Alabama. You already played the Jaguars over in Mobile. Now they come over here to Hammond. So 4 home games this week.
Yeah, and really a good week for us. You know, obviously with Northwestern coming in being the number 2 team right now in the standings in the Southland Conference, South Al's coming in pretty hot. They beat Alabama, they beat Auburn both midweek. They're doing really well in the Sun Belt Conference. We got a good win over there. I'm sure they'll be out for blood and out for revenge here at our place. So the next 4 ball games, we got some good ball games ahead of us.
Well, that's going to do it for us. Thank you so much for joining us. We expect you to see you at the park Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then again on Tuesday, as a lot of good baseball is going to be played right here in Hammond as your Southeastern Lions, 22-8 overall, 9-3 in the Southland Conference. A good brand of baseball being played right now for the green and gold. Once again, we want to thank Buddy's Bar and Grill for being our host. We do this every Monday night is when we tape our show at 7 o'clock. Come on out. You can talk with Coach, you can talk with myself, have a great meal. Also some great drinks right here at Buddy's, and also, once again, your local Southern Quality Ford dealers for all they do for us in Southeastern Baseball. For Coach Matt Reiser, I'm Alan Waddell. We'll see you this weekend at the Pat as the Lions take on Northwestern State.